All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay and with me is VC Pramod. The headlines. Punjab Congress Legislature Party meets today to decide on successor of Captain Amrinder Singh. Government allows domestic airlines to operate flights at 85% of seating capacity. India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage crosses 80 crore mark. Recovery rate stands at 97.65%. Metro train services in Agra and Kanpur to start operations by November 30 this year. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar to hold talks with his Saudi counterpart Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud in New Delhi today. 10-day-long Ganesh Chaturthi festival comes to a close today with immersion of idols in different parts of the country. IMD forecast heavy rain in Vidarbha in Mumbai region of Maharashtra from tomorrow. And in cricket, second leg of IPL 2021 begins in Dubai today. Mumbai Indians to take on Chennai Super Kings at 7:30 p.m. Indian time. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is underway, we advise the young listeners to get vaccinated and also help others get vaccinated. We also advise the listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact National Helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Punjab Congress Legislature Party CLP will again meet today in Chandigarh to elect a new leader to replace Captain Amrinder Singh. He resigned yesterday as Chief Minister of Punjab, saying he was humiliated to quit. Central Congress observer Ajay Makhan, Harish Rawat and Harish Chaudhary will also be present in the meeting. All MLAs and ministers have been asked to remain present in the meeting. In his yesterday's meeting, the CLP had authorized Party President Sonia Gandhi to decide who will be the next Chief Minister of Punjab. Besides Navjot Singh Sidhu, among the names doing the rounds as Amrinder Singh's replacement are former PCC chiefs Sunil Chhakar and Pratap Singh Bajwa and State Ministers Sukhjinder Singh Randhawa, Sukhbinder Singh Sarkaria, Tript Rajinder Bajwa. Meanwhile, Captain Amrinder has made it clear that he will oppose any move to make Sidhu as Punjab CM. He described Sidhu as anti-national, dangerous, unstable, incompetent and a security threat to the state and the country. The outgoing Chief Minister lashed at Sidhu for what he called his close alliance with Pakistani leaders.
He is going to be a disaster. लेकिन अगर वो इसको फेस रखेंगे for Chief Minister of Punjab, I will oppose him because ये national security का मसला है और मैं जानता हूँ कि ये पाकिस्तान के साथ कैसा है इसकी उलझन है. दोस्त है मिस्टर प्राइम मिनिस्टर जो है इमरान खान, जनरल बाजवा के साथ इसकी दोस्ती है.
Assembly elections in Punjab is due next year. The current term of the State Assembly ends on March 27th. Civil Aviation Ministry has allowed airlines to operate flights at 85% of seating capacity. The ministry has modified its earlier order of 12th of last month, stating that the passenger capacity has been increased from 72.5% to 85%. It said the decision has been taken after review of current status of scheduled domestic operation and passenger demand for air travel. The ministry said that these changes will be in effect from the date of issuance of order till further notice. However, all other COVID-related restrictions will continue.
India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage has crossed the 80 crore mark. Over 80 crore 33 lakh 75,000 doses have been administered till now. Health Ministry said more than 60 crore vaccine doses have been administered as first dose and over 20 crore vaccine doses were given as second doses. The ministry said more than 77 lakh 25,000 vaccine doses were administered yesterday. Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia has congratulated the entire country and healthcare workers for the achievement of the 80 crore landmark milestone. He said the last 10 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses were administered in just 11 days. India administered a record number of over 2.5 crore vaccine doses in a single day on Friday to mark the birthday of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The recovery rate is currently at 97.65%. Active caseload stands at 3,40,639 and active cases account for 1.02% of the total cases. Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday lauded the efforts of the Goa government for completing 100% COVID vaccination of the eligible population with the first dose. He said that despite various challenges, Goa, with grit and persistence, kept up its pace of awareness and vaccination. The Prime Minister was interacting with healthcare workers and beneficiaries of the COVID vaccination program on completion of 100% first dose coverage for the adult population in Goa via video conferencing.
गोवा के प्रत्येक एलिजिबल व्यक्ति, पात्र व्यक्ति को वैक्सीन की एक डोज लग चुकी है। कोरोना के खिलाफ लड़ाई में ये बहुत बड़ी बात है। इसके लिए गोवा के सभी लोगों को बहुत बहुत बधाई। गोवा एक ऐसा भी राज्य है जहां भारत की विविधता की शक्ति के दर्शन होते हैं। इस महत्वपूर्ण अवसर पर मुझे अपने मित्र सच्चे कर्मयोगी स्वर्गीय मनोहर पर्रिकर जी की याद आना स्वाभाविक है। गोवा दुनिया के सबसे बड़े और सबसे तेज टीकाकरण अभियान सबको वैक्सीन, मुफ्त वैक्सीन की सफलता में अहम भूमिका निभा रहा है।
Cabinet Secretary Rajiv Gauba chaired a high-level meeting to review and discuss the COVID management and response strategy through video conference yesterday. Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan and Member Health in Niti Aayog Dr. V.K. Paul were also present in the meeting. Concerned senior officials, states and UTs attended the meeting. The Cabinet Secretary congratulated the states and UTs for the landmark achievement of more than 2.5 crore vaccine doses administered on Friday. He complimented healthcare workers, chief medical officers, district magistrates and state health secretaries for the effort. He hoped that with increased availability of vaccine doses, the pace of vaccination will be maintained. Mr. Gauba also highlighted the emerging challenge of serotype 2 dengue in 11 states, which is associated with more cases and more complications than other forms of the disease. He suggested the states undertake steps like early detection of cases, operationalization of fever helplines, adequate stocking of testing kits, larvicides and medicines, among others, to tackle the situation. In view of the forthcoming festival season, states were directed to ensure all necessary precautions and effective enforcement for avoidance of mass gathering and congested closed spaces. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has said the goal of the government under Narendra Modi is to bring smile on the faces of the poor, feed every hungry person, provide jobs to every unemployed and ensure that development touches and covers every family in the country. Mr. Shah was speaking in Jabbalpur after launching the second phase of Ujjwala Yojana in Madhya Pradesh yesterday. The Home Minister released 5 lakh gas connections for the poor families of Madhya Pradesh.
गरीब कल्याण के लिए भी एक कार्यक्रम किया गया। उज्ज्वला योजना 2 का शुरुआत किया गया। 5 लाख गरीब माताओं को गैस के सिलेंडर दिए गए और मोदी जी ने जो गरीब कल्याण का एक यज्ञ शुरू किया है, अंत्योदय का एक अभियान, वो अभियान में हम आज एक कदम और आगे। हर गरीब को घर देना, घर के अंदर ही शौचालय देना, घर के अंदर बिजली देना, घर के अंदर गैस देना, 5 लाख तक का सारा आयुष्य और आरोग्य का खर्चा केंद्र सरकार के द्वारा उठा लेना और घर में शुद्ध पीने का पानी पहुंचाना, यही तो अंत्योदय है।
Earlier, Mr. Shah addressed the Balidan Divas celebrations organized in memory of Martyr Raja Shankar Shah and Kumar Raghunath Shah. He announced the setting up of tribal museum across the country to preserve the heritage of tribal freedom fighters.
In Uttar Pradesh, 2 more cities, Agra and Kanpur, will have metro rail service later this year. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath said this in Gorakhpur yesterday while virtually unveiling the first prototype train for the 2 projects. These prototype metro trains were received from Vadodara in Gujarat. More from our Lucknow correspondent.
Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath said at Kanpur and Agra, metro will start operations from nearby November 30th this year. He said efforts are being made to get the metro services launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Chief Minister said that after successful run of metro in Lucknow, Ghaziabad, Noida and Greater Noida, efforts were being made to provide the services in other cities in the state. He said that the retail project reports DPRs for metro train in 5 more cities, Gorakhpur, Varanasi, Prayagraj, Jhansi and Meerut, are in the final stages. In Agra, the metro rail in first phase will run in the stretch of 6 kilometers from Taj Eastern Gate to Jama Masjid, and in Kanpur, in first phase, it will run from IIT Kanpur to Moti Jheel. MS Yadav, Yaya News, Lucknow.
In our program Spotlight, we are broadcasting a special series, Seva or Samarpan, 20 Saal Shusashan Ke. The theme for tonight's program at 9:15 p.m. is Panchayats and Cooperatives. It showcases the resolve and dedication of the Prime Minister to strengthen the panchayats and cooperatives in the country, and raising awareness about coronavirus in Corona Jagrukta series at 9:30 to 10 p.m. tonight. We will have Dr. Rupali Malik from Safdarjung Hospital, New Delhi, to respond to the queries of the listeners. So keep listening to All India Radio News for the latest developments. You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Punjab Congress Legislature Party meets today to decide on successor of Captain Amrinder Singh. Government allows domestic airlines to operate flights at 85% of seating capacity. India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage crosses 80 crore mark. Recovery rate stands at 97.65%. Metro train services in Agra and Kanpur to start operations by November 30th this year. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar to hold talks with his Saudi counterpart Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud in New Delhi today. 10-day-long Ganesh Chaturthi festival comes to a close today with immersion of idols in different parts of the country. IMD forecasts heavy rain in Vidarbha and Mumbai region of Maharashtra from tomorrow. And in cricket, second leg of IPL 2021 begins in Dubai today. Mumbai Indians to take on Chennai Super Kings at 7:30 p.m. Indian time. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Welcome back. You're listening to the morning news. Foreign Affairs Minister of Saudi Arabia, Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud, will meet External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar today. Saudi Foreign Minister arrived in New Delhi last night on a 3-day visit to India. Tomorrow, Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud will call on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar yesterday participated in the G20 Agriculture Ministerial Meeting organized by Italy, which holds the presidency of G20. Addressing the session on the topic research as a driving force behind sustainability, Mr. Tomar said agricultural research has played an important role in tackling the problem of food security, improving the income of farmers and agriculturalists, and sustainable use of natural resources for the subsistence of people. The minister stated that agricultural research in India has played a major role in transforming the country from being a food importer to exporter.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has called for creating a safe and conducive environment for women to grow and attain their full potential. Addressing an event organized to mark the 100th death anniversary of Mahakavi Subramanyam Bharati at Parliament House yesterday, he emphasized that Indian culture always revered women as an epitome of divinity. Quoting Bharatiya's vision for equality, Mr. Naidu stressed the need to eradicate all barriers and discriminations that divide society on the lines of caste, religion, region, language and gender. He asked the youth to dedicate themselves to the cause of nation building and create a developed India free from poverty, illiteracy, hunger and discrimination. The first expression of interest, EOI, for signing long-term agreement with upcoming dedicated ethanol plants for supply of ethanol has received an overwhelming response with 197 bidders participating in it. The EOI was published by BPCL on behalf of oil marketing companies under the guidance of Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas on 27th of August. The bids are currently under evaluation. The government has announced 5 different rates for ethanol based on feedback used for ethanol production. GST and transportation charges are being paid extra.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed anguish on the passing away of noted Odia literature Manorama Mahapatra. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said that she will be remembered for her writings on a wide range of issues. The Prime Minister said she also made rich contributions to the media and did extensive community service. He expressed condolences to her family and admirers. The 10-day-long Ganesh Chaturthi festival will conclude today with the immersion of Ganesh idols in different parts of the country. In Maharashtra, heavy security arrangements have been made to avoid any untoward incident. In Mumbai, elaborate arrangements have been made for the purpose. More from a correspondent.
Mumbai police is on high alert and security has been beefed up across the city for the 10th and last day of immersion of Ganesh idols today. Police said that fixed point and patrolling will be deployed at all sensitive spots and area. Arrangements such as lighting, trains, swimmers, ambulance, fire service and all other safety measures are being undertaken. Anti-sabotage measures are being taken and security around vital installations has been increased. As many as 100 additional officers and 1,500 personnel from the local arms and other branches will be deployed. Besides, at least 3 companies of the State Reserve Police Force, 1 company of CRPF, 500 home guards and 275 constables from outside unit will be stationed in the city. Pooja Pal, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Telangana, all arrangements have been put in place for the Ganesh idol immersion in the capital, Hyderabad. Hyderabad in-charge Minister T. Srinivas Yadav has said that all arrangements have been completed for the immersion with the coordination of all the departments. He said the immersion of Mahaganapati of Khairatabad will be done in the morning hours. He said all those who are participating in the immersion procession will be given masks and asked to follow COVID-appropriate behavior. About 40,000 Ganesh idols are expected to be part of the immersion procession. The IT cell of the city police has done extensive geotagging of Ganesh idol pandals and prepared bar-coded stickers to help in tracking of each idol. As the nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events is being organized by the government as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Janotsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is being conducted every Monday and Tuesday in the morning news and will continue till 15th of August 2022. India Post has joined hands as the logistics partner with All India Radio News for the Amrit Mahotsav quiz. Listeners can send their responses to the questions over WhatsApp on 88265-46262 or through email on amritmahotsav@prasarbharati.gov.in. One lucky participant will be selected as a winner and will be awarded an e-certificate and a token prize. As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events is being organized by the government as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News, Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
Today is the death anniversary of veteran freedom fighter Balwant Rai Gopalji Mehta. He died during the Indo-Pak War on 19 September 1965 when the aircraft he was travelling in, along with his wife and a few others, was shot down by the Pakistan Air Force. At that time, he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. Born on 19 February 1900 in Bhavnagar, Balwant Rai Gopalji Mehta joined the freedom movement in 1920, fervently fighting back and resisting the colonial oppression. At that time, protests went widespread and it was much more difficult for the people to persist.
Balwant Rai Mehta, who had almost finished his degree in Bachelor of Arts, resolutely refused to accept a degree from the colonial government. After making public his stance on the imperial powers present in pre-independence India, he joined the non-cooperation movement in 1920 and promptly threw himself heart, body and soul into the battle for freedom. He founded Bhavnagar Praja Mandal in 1921 for carrying on the freedom movement in Gujarat. Later on, he participated in the civil disobedience movement from 1930 to 1932.
Mehta also took part in the Bardoli Satyagraha of 1928 for the farmers of Bardoli against the unjust raising of taxes. He was sentenced for 3 years in prison for participating in the Quit India movement. He spent 7 years in prison during the British Raj. A milestone in his life came along when, as the chairman of the Balwant Rai Mehta Committee in 1957, he would institute the scheme of democratic decentralization, which finally came to be known as Panchayati Raj, a scheme that revolutionized welfare at the grassroots level.
The committee submitted a report suggesting the building of the now famous 3-tier Panchayati Raj system, giving legislative bodies complete control over planning and administration. It was a brilliant move, one whose benefits are reaped even to this day. Being one of the masterminds behind the Panchayati Raj system earned him the title of Architect of Panchayati Raj. Truly a man of dedication and perseverance, ever since his youthful days till his death on 19th September 1965. Balwant Rai Mehta left behind an immortal legacy.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in our next episode tomorrow.
In Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath government completes 4.5 years today. On this occasion, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath said that the state has achieved various milestones of development in these 4.5 years. In an article written in a newspaper, the Chief Minister said Uttar Pradesh has emerged as the second largest economy amongst all the states. He said in the Ease of Doing Business Index, the state has improved its position from 14th to 2nd. The Chief Minister said the state government has provided jobs to over 4.5 lakh youths, and more than 1,61 lakh youth have got employment in the private sector. Apart from this, more than 6 million people have been linked to self-employment. Yogi Adityanath said the state has successfully changed its image of a Bimaru state and emerged as an attractive destination for investors. The Chief Minister said farmers have always been at the center of the schemes and programs of the government. He said the government is ensuring safety, prosperity and welfare to all sections of the society. Telangana has been the front runner in using drone technology, and Hyderabad is fast turning into a drone capital. Joint Secretary in the Civil Aviation Ministry, Ambar Dubey, said this yesterday at a virtual interaction for awareness for media and officials of the southern states. He said Hyderabad has the capability not only to compete with other top cities of the country, but also with countries like China and the Western world in the drone space. Stating that there is a huge scope for Hyderabad quickly turning into a drone capital, he said the state government is extending support for the drone industry. Telangana state government recently rolled out the Medicines from the Sky program at Vikarabad, first of its kind organized drone delivery program in the country. The program is supported by the World Economic Forum, Niti Aayog and Health Net Global.
As part of the public outreach program of the centre, Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh yesterday conducted an extensive tour of Conmo area of Srinagar district. Dr. Singh visited DRDO Hospital in Conmo and inspected the facilities and healthcare services being provided to the patients there. The minister asked the principal of GMC and DC Srinagar to set up a dialysis centre at the hospital with required number of doctors and technicians for smooth functioning of the centre. Dr. Singh said that under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the culture of work has changed and the dynamics of development has improved. The minister said that the present government has strengthened the grassroots democracy and the 3-tier system of PRIs has been established across Jammu and Kashmir. He added that PRI representatives have been empowered and more powers have been devolved to them. The much-awaited second leg of the Indian Premier League IPL 2021 is set to begin today with a high-octane clash between Mumbai Indians MI and Chennai Super Kings CSK at Dubai International Stadium. The match will start at 7:30 p.m. Indian time. IPL 2021 was suspended midway after the outbreak of second wave of COVID-19 in April-May this year. During the first leg of IPL 2021, defending champions Mumbai Indians defeated Chennai by 6 wickets in a high-scoring match, chasing down the target of 219.
In tennis, India lost Davis Cup World Group 1 tie to host Finland 1-3 in Espoo yesterday. The duo from Finland, Harari Heliovara and Henry Kontinen, defeated the Indian pair of Rohan Bopanna and Ram Kumar Ramanathan by 7-6, 7-6 in a must-win doubles match at Espoo Metro Arena. India will now have to compete in the playoffs next year to keep their place in the World Group 1. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha honoured the Paralympics participants Rakesh Kumar and Jyoti Baliyan at Raj Bhavan in Jammu yesterday. The two para-archers of Sri Mata Vaishno Devi Shrine Board Sports Complex participated in the recently concluded Tokyo Paralympics. The LG, while congratulating them, observed that the Shrine Board support extended towards sports has been appreciated, and it is a matter of pride that players nurtured at SMVD Sports Complex are putting J&K on the world map. He lauded the efforts of the Paralympics participants and wished them success in the upcoming events. Shrine Board Sports Complex has been producing sportspersons of national and international standards in various sporting disciplines. India Meteorological Department has predicted heavy rain in Maharashtra's Vidarbha and the Mumbai region from tomorrow. Senior scientist at the Regional Meteorological Center, Dr. Shubhangi Bhute, said the cyclonic circulation is developing over the Bay of Bengal, and as it intensifies further, Maharashtra will get more rain starting tomorrow. She said that the Vidarbha region would receive the showers first. Though it would cover mostly the northern stretch of the state from east to west, there could be very heavy showers at a couple of places. Now let us take a look at the weather update for today. The national capital Delhi will have generally cloudy sky. The temperature will vary between 26 and 34 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Chennai is expected to have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Kolkata will have generally cloudy sky with few spells of rain or thunder showers. Hyderabad will have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Thiruvananthapuram will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. Imphal will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Punjab Chief Minister resigning is the story that dominates headlines in almost all the papers this morning. Humiliated, says Captain as he resigns as Punjab Chief Minister. The Asian Age, quoting National Conference, Vice President Omar Abdullah says it's too much to expect Congress to fight BJP amid infighting. Government sets target of 100 crore jabs by first week of October, notes the Statesman. Indian Express quotes Chief Justice of India as saying, need Indianization of legal system, our systems and rules colonial. And finally, Kumble, VVS and Frey to be coaches of the Indian cricket team, reports the Asian Age.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Punjab Congress Legislature Party meets today to decide on successor of Captain Amrinder Singh. Government allows domestic airlines to operate flights at 85% of seating capacity. India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage crosses 80 crore mark. Recovery rate stands at 97.65%. Metro train services in Agra and Kanpur to start operations by November 30th this year. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar to hold talks with his Saudi counterpart, Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud in New Delhi today. 10-day-long Ganesh Chaturthi festival comes to a close today with immersion of idols in different parts of the country. And in cricket, second leg of IPL 2021 begins in Dubai today. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.